Thanks for staying with us. Subsidy removal, best thing to happen to Nigeria. That's according to Senator Sani Musa, chairman of the Senate Committee on Finance. He has praised President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms, particularly the removal of the fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira, calling them the best decisions for Nigeria. The reforms introduced after Tinubu's inauguration in May 2023 aimed to reduce the financial burden of the fuel subsidy, which cost the government billions annually, and liberalize the naira to attract more investment. While the measures have been applauded by investors, Nigerians are facing significant challenges, including triple fuel prices and inflation rates. Senator Sani defended the subsidy removal, stating that it was a crucial step for the country's long-term economic stability. He emphasized that while the government aims to prevent negative consequences for Nigerians, the removal of the subsidy was necessary to restructure the economy. Despite the economic challenges, the senator expressed confidence that the reforms would ultimately benefit the country in the future. Senator Sani also addressed concerns over the distribution of funds from the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, asserting that the monthly disbursements to states are sufficient if utilized effectively. He criticized some state governments for not managing the funds adequately, suggesting that better use of allocated resources could improve many of Nigeria's pressing needs. Our guest this morning is Mr. Biodun Sowunmi, a public affairs analyst. Good morning and welcome to the program, Mr. Sowunmi.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
First of all, let's start whether or not you believe in that statement 100% that fuel subsidy removal and the floating of the naira are the best decisions that this administration has taken.
Well, it depends on how it's viewed. If you look at the state of the economy when Tinubu came, it was quite obvious that something has to be done, to be able to finance the economy, including paying salaries. I mean, we were already owing some federal parastatals were already owing salaries, and we were about to default on our major obligations to international lenders. So something has to be done in terms of restructuring the economy in order to meet the needs of the country. But when you actually look at the issue of subsidy removal, yes, some or many will argue that it has reduced smuggling of PMS, because at a point we're being told that 60 million liters of PMS, is being consumed in the country on a daily basis, when in reality, we now know that just about 30 million liters of PMS is being consumed. So basically, it means we are actually providing PMS at a cheaper rate to neighboring countries through smuggling. Not even for those countries to benefit, but for smugglers, criminals, to profit from it. So therefore, there's a need to that. Then you also have the issue of the declining production of crude oil, in addition to increasing costs of governance, plus huge debt overhang. So something has to obviously be done. I can understand that. But in terms of its negative impact on many Nigerians, particularly reducing the living standards of the people and the impact on salaries and wages, the purchasing power, obviously that would be very, very concerning. We are going through that currently. That will reduce the liquidity of Nigerians, and then it will depresses the purchase of goods within the country. So consequently, it will have an impact on employment, it will have an impact on manufacturing, the manufacturing sector. No doubt about that. So as you have the good side, so you also have the negative sides of the removal of subsidy. Now, the other issue is the floating of the naira. We know the problem we face with the naira. We know about the arbitrage when people will get the dollar at 450 naira from the CBN, and then will end up in the open market to sell it at 750 naira. So basically, they are making 300 million naira on every dollar without any productive value to back it up. Of course, that cannot be sustainable. That cannot be acceptable. People have become, billionaires, through this arbitrage. So there's a need to end it. Secondly, it's also the fact that if you're operating a free market economy, the Naira itself cannot be regulated through government interference, and therefore that is artificially fixing the value of Naira. If you are operating a market economy, the Naira has to be allowed to determine its own true value. Now, the downside of that is it has also affected the purchasing power of the people, because with a weaker Naira and a stronger dollar, that has an impact on